Hello students, this video is about evolution of computers. In this chapter, we will see the history of computer as well as the different generation of computers in detail. Let us start. The first calculating device was the abacus. Okay, it was made up of a wooden frame with rods each having beads. Let us see the picture. This is the picture of abacus. It is divided into two parts. This first part is known as heaven and this part is known as earth. Heaven has 2 bits and earth has 5 bits. It was used for addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. This abacus was used for addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. Next, we will see Pascaline. Pascaline was developed by Blaise Pascal. He is a French mathematician. He developed this Pascaline in the year 1642 at the age of 19. It used gears, wheels and dials. Let us see the picture of Pascaline. This Pascaline was able to add, subtract two numbers directly and multiply and divide by repetition. This Pascaline is signed by Blaise Pascal itself. This is Leibniz calculator. Leibniz is a famous German mathematician, improved on Pascal's machine in 1607. Leibniz calculator was a mechanical device. Apart from performing addition and subtraction, this calculator was able to do multiplication, division and find square roots. This is the picture of Leibniz calculator. Now we will see difference engine. In the year 1812, the father of computer, Charles B. Babbage, introduced difference engine. He invented a working model of mechanical computer called a difference engine. Let us see the picture. He is the father of computer, Charles Babbage, and it is his difference engine. Now we will see the first programmer who used to be a lady. Her name is Lady Augusta Lovelace. She is regarded as the first programmer. Ada Lovelace, world's first computer programmer, provided the first algorithm intended to be processed by Charles Babbage's early mechanical general purpose computer, the analytical engine. She suggested binary data storage instead of decimal number system. Okay, so she is Augusta Ada Lovelace. And this is the picture of analytical engine. Now we will see about Boolean logic. In the year 1850s, George Boole, who is a mathematician, developed Boolean logic, which would later be used in the design of computer circuit. Now we will see Dr. Hermann Hollerith. He introduced first electromechanical punched card data processing machine, which was used to compile information for the 1890 US census. Hollerith's tabulator became so successful that he started his own business to market it. His company would eventually become International Business Machine IBM. Popularly, now we know IBM. But before, he only had started this company. Okay. Hollerith card puncher used by United States Census Bureau. This is the picture of Hollerith card puncher. Now we will see John von Neumann. What is his contribution? John von Neumann, a modern type of computer, came into existence with John Neumann's development of software written in binary code. It was von Neumann who started the practice of storing data and instructions in binary code in memory. He also initiated the use of memory to store data as well as program. So what is his contribution? First, he stated that how to use binary code, and he also initiated the use of memory to store the data as well as program. He joined hands with Eckert and Muckley in a consulting role, and EDVAC was built using binary code in 1950. This is the picture of EDVAC, and he is John von Neumann. Now we will see Howard Aiken. He was the primary engineer in IBM and a large automatic digital sequence control computer called the Howard Mark I in 1944. He is the developer of that. This computer could handle all four arithmetic operations and had special built-in programs for logarithms and trigonometry functions. So this is the Mark I picture. Now we will see ENIAC. ENIAC is known as Electronic Numerical Integrator and Calculator. The full form of ENIAC is Electrical Numerical Integrator and Calculator. This machine was developed by John W. Macleay and J. Presper Eckert at the University of Pennsylvania. It is used 18,000 vacuums, punch card input, weighted 30 tons and occupied a 30 by 50 foot space. It was so big in size. This is your ENIAC. Now we will see UNIVAC 1. The UNIVAC machine was developed by John W. Macleay and J. Presper Eckert in 1951. It was the first computer to handle both numeric and text data. This was the first computer who was able to handle both numeric and text data. Let us see the picture of UNIVAC. This is the picture of UNIVAC 1. Now we will go to the generation of computers. Now we are in the 5th generation of computer. Let us see each generation of computer in details. Evolution of the present day computer is commonly classified into generation of computers. Each new generation resulted in the following changes. So what are the changes on the basis of what we are saying generation? It depends on increase in speed, storage capacity and reliability, and also decrease in cost and size. In previous slides, you have seen the size of the computer. Now you compare that size with today's computer. You compare the weight and you compare the weight of today's computer, and you also compare the speed of the old computers and today's computer. So on the basis of various things, it depends. So the first thing is increase in speed, storage, capacity and reliability. Second thing is decrease in cost and size. Let us see the generation table. Generation table. The first generation computer came in the year, and that generation time period is 1940 to 1956. They used vacuum tube technology. And the second generation computer came in the year 1956 to 1964. The second generation computer came in the time period for that was 1956 to 64. They used transistors. In the third generation, that is the year 1964 to 1971, they used integrated circuits. Then fourth generation in the year 1971 to 1981, microprocessor. Fifth generation 1981 till present, artificial intelligence. The best example is the robot. And in this table, you will also find the size of the computer, storage devices, what technology they were using to store the data. Okay, then what are the computers developed during that generation? So basically you remember the duration, the year, then what are the components they used. Okay, so this is the all total about the generation table of the computer. Let us see the types of computers. What are the types of computers available? Computers can be classified in following steps: microcomputers, mini computers, mainframe computers, and supercomputers. First is microcomputers. Let us see in detail. Microcomputer are small in size and costless. Okay, they are used for personal use, so known as personal computers or PC. They are mainly used in homes, schools, offices, etc. They are given the name as desktop, laptop, PDAs, personal digital assistants, very small in size. They are bigger in size, mini computers. Let us see, next is mini computers. They are bigger in size than type of microcomputers. These mini computers are bigger than the microcomputers, and several users can use it at the same time. they have a higher processing speed. Okay, the first point is they are bigger in size than type of microcomputer. Second point is they have a higher processing speed, and third point is several users can use it at the same time. Let us see. They are used in bank, university, etc. So where are the areas of application? The areas of application of the computers are in banks, universities, etc. Now we will see mainframe computers. So mainframe computers are very powerful. They are big in size with a large memory and high speed. Its speed is very high and the memory is also large. They are designed to tackle large amount of data. Using these computers, you can store a large amount of data. More than 100 users can use a mainframe computer simultaneously. So more than 100 users can use this computer at a time. They are very expensive. It's very costly. Where we are using it, basically used in scientific laboratories, airline or railway ticket reservation. So these computers you will find in these areas. Now let us see supercomputers and its use. They are most powerful computers with a huge processing speed. As the name suggests, it is very fast. Its processing speed is very fast. These computers are used for weather forecasting, satellite research, etc. So where we are using these computers? We are using these computers for weather forecasting and satellite research. So this is all about your chapter. Thank you.